Chapter 1: The Evening Ritual That Could Be Harming You. For millions of people around the world, especially those over 55, the evening is a sacred part of the day. It's a time when the hustle and bustle finally slows down. The dishes are washed, the TV hums softly in the background, and maybe a crossword puzzle, a favorite novel, or simply some quiet music creates the perfect atmosphere to unwind. For many, this peaceful ritual would not feel complete without one last thing: a warm, comforting cup of tea. The steam rising from the mug feels soothing. The warmth in your hands signals comfort and relaxation. The gentle flavors, whether strong and malty, floral and delicate, or fresh and minty, help draw a line between the stresses of the day and the calm of the night. On the surface, it seems like the perfect healthy choice. After all, tea is packed with antioxidants, celebrated in countless cultures as a health tonic, and enjoyed for thousands of years. But here's the hidden truth: that seemingly harmless cup could be working against you, especially if you drink it after 6 p.m. Doctors and researchers are warning that while tea in itself is not bad, the timing of when you drink certain types of tea can have surprising and even damaging effects, particularly for those over 55. Why? Because the body changes as we age. What you could tolerate at 25 or even 45 doesn't always work the same way once you cross the 55-year mark. What once gave you gentle relaxation may now lead to sleepless nights, morning aches, digestive upset, or even weaker bones over time. This isn't just about caffeine keeping you awake. It's a much bigger picture: your bone health, digestion, heart function, blood sugar stability, and brain performance are all affected by what you drink in the evening. And while tea is packed with beneficial compounds, drinking the wrong tea at the wrong time could actually tip the balance toward harm. In this guide, we'll uncover which teas become dangerous after 6 p.m., why your age changes how your body responds to tea, the hidden ways tea can sabotage your sleep, digestion, and bones, the doctor-recommended alternatives that truly support your health in the evening. By the end, you'll see that your nightly tea ritual doesn't need to disappear, it simply needs to be adjusted. A few smart swaps can turn that nightly cup into a genuine healing tool instead of a hidden health trap. Chapter 2: Why Timing Matters More After 55. Many people still wonder, how can the clock matter? Tea is tea, isn't it? On the surface, that's a fair question. But the human body does not run on a flat schedule, it runs on circadian rhythms, which are biological clocks controlling everything from hormones to digestion. These rhythms change with age, and after 55, the shifts are significant. Here are 4 major age-related changes that make tea timing more important than ever. 1. A slower metabolism. In your younger years, your liver works like a high-speed filtration system, breaking down caffeine, tannins, and plant compounds efficiently. By 55, however, liver metabolism slows down naturally. This means caffeine and other stimulants linger in your system much longer than they used to. A cup of tea at 8 p.m. might not seem like much, but if your body is still processing it at midnight, your sleep will be lighter and less restorative. 2. Weaker kidneys and bladder changes. Aging kidneys lose efficiency in filtering waste and fluids. Combine this with the fact that many teas act as mild diuretics, and you have a recipe for nocturia, the frustrating need to get up multiple times at night to urinate. Not only does this disrupt sleep, but it also increases the risk of nighttime falls, a major concern for older adults. 3. Decline in sleep hormones. Melatonin, the hormone that tells your body it's time to sleep, decreases with age. That's one reason why many older adults struggle to stay asleep through the night. Add the stimulants found in teas like black or green, and your fragile sleep cycle is disrupted even further. You may fall asleep, but you'll wake up often, missing the deep stages of restorative rest. 4. Bone density concerns. Perhaps the least obvious but most alarming impact of tea at the wrong time is its effect on bone health. Many teas contain tannins and oxalates, compounds that can block calcium absorption. Drinking these teas in the evening interferes with your body's nighttime repair cycle, when bones are supposed to rebuild. Over time, this can accelerate bone thinning and increase fracture risk. Doctors often explain it this way: tea itself is not the problem, it's the timing. What once was harmless can become harmful, because your body no longer processes compounds the same way. Chapter 3, The Biggest Offender, Black Tea After 6 p.m. Black tea is perhaps the most beloved tea in the Western world. Think English breakfast, Earl Grey, Darjeeling, Assam, or chai. It's rich in flavor, aromatic, and loaded with antioxidants known as polyphenol. For heart and brain health, it can be wonderful, if consumed at the right time. But when drunk after 6 p.m., black tea quickly turns from ally to enemy, particularly for people over 55. Here's why. Caffeine, the silent sleep killer. Black tea contains roughly half the caffeine of coffee. That may not sound like much, but for a body that metabolizes slower with age, it's enough to cause hours of stimulation. Even if you don't feel wired, caffeine prevents you from entering the deepest, most restorative stages of sleep. You may wake up several times during the night, and by morning, you'll feel groggy, stiff, or unrefreshed. Theophylline, the acid reflux trigger. Theophylline, a natural compound in black tea, relaxes smooth muscles. While this sounds good, it also relaxes the lower esophageal sphincter, the valve that keeps stomach acid where it belongs. As a result, drinking black tea in the evening can trigger acid reflux, indigestion, and burning discomfort that keeps you awake or forces you upright in the middle of the night. Tannins, the mineral thieves. Black tea is high in tannins, which bind to minerals like calcium and iron, preventing absorption. If you drink it at night, you rob your body of the very nutrients it needs to rebuild bones and tissues while you sleep. Over time, this nightly habit contributes to weaker bones and even anemia. The consequences for over 55. Doctors consistently warn that black tea after 6 p.m. can lead to restless, shallow sleep, nighttime acid reflux or indigestion, increased urination due to diuretic effects, long-term bone demineralization. In the morning, black tea can be invigorating. At midday, it can sharpen your focus. But at night, it becomes a stealthy saboteur of your health. Chapter 4, The Green Tea Myth, Health Food or Hidden Problem. Green tea has been celebrated for centuries, especially in Asia, as a longevity drink. Modern science confirms many of its benefits. Catechins like EGCG fight free radicals, lower inflammation, and protect against heart disease. For weight management, brain function, and long-term health, green tea shines. But here's what's rarely discussed: timing matters, and green tea at night can be a hidden health trap. The caffeine trap. Although green tea contains less caffeine than black tea, it's still enough to interfere with sleep. For someone over 55 with slower caffeine metabolism, even a small amount can keep the brain switched on, delaying melatonin release and reducing deep sleep. Iron absorption blocker. Tannins in green tea have a strong affinity for iron, especially non-heme iron from plant foods. This is a problem for postmenopausal women, who already face higher risk of iron deficiency, and older men, who often have borderline low iron stores. If you drink green tea with or after dinner, you block the iron from being absorbed, leading to fatigue, weakness, and anemia over time. Acidic effects on digestion. Green tea also stimulates stomach acid. For younger people, this aids digestion. But for older adults prone to acid reflux or GERD, drinking green tea in the evening often backfires, causing bloating, indigestion, or nighttime reflux that disturbs sleep. Doctor's verdict. Doctors generally recommend green tea in the morning or early afternoon when its antioxidants can energize and protect your body. But after 6 p.m., its caffeine, tannins, and acidity can undermine sleep, drain nutrients, and irritate the stomach. So while green tea is a super drink, it's not a super nightcap, especially after 55. Chapter 5, Herbal Teas That Aren't as Harmless as You Think. When most people hear the phrase herbal tea, they instantly relax. It sounds natural, gentle, safe, something you can drink without a second thought. Unlike black or green tea, herbal infusions don't always contain caffeine, so they're automatically assumed to be harmless. But here's the catch: just because something is natural doesn't mean it's good for you at all times of the day. Herbal teas are powerful. They've been used in traditional medicine for thousands of years, for calming the stomach, boosting energy, lowering blood sugar, or even sharpening the mind. But powerful plants come with powerful effects, and when consumed at the wrong time, especially after 6 p.m., they can backfire in surprising ways. Let's look at some common examples. Peppermint tea, a double-edged sword. Peppermint tea is one of the most popular herbal infusions worldwide. People love it for its cooling flavor and soothing effect on digestion. For those who suffer from bloating, indigestion, or irritable bowel syndrome, IBS, peppermint can feel like a lifesaver. But here's the hidden risk: peppermint naturally relaxes smooth muscles in the digestive tract. While that can relieve cramping, it also relaxes the lower esophageal sphincter, the valve that keeps stomach acid from creeping back up into your throat. The result? Nighttime acid reflux and heartburn, especially when you're lying flat in bed. Many people don't realize their evening peppermint tea is the very reason they wake up with burning in the chest or a sore throat in the morning. Ginger tea, energizing, but at the wrong time. Ginger is another herbal powerhouse. It stimulates circulation, improves digestion, reduces nausea, and even boosts the immune system. It's fantastic in the morning or during the day, especially when you need to wake up your body or fight sluggishness. The problem is that ginger is too stimulating at night. Drinking it in the evening can increase body temperature, raise circulation, and keep the nervous system more active than you want before bed. Instead of relaxing, you may find yourself tossing, turning, or feeling wired. Ginseng tea, the energy booster that backfires. Ginseng is often marketed as a tonic for vitality, brain sharpness, and energy. And it delivers. Studies show ginseng can improve focus, reduce fatigue, and even enhance physical performance. But think about that for a second: is that really what you want before bedtime? Drinking ginseng tea after 6 p.m. is like drinking an herbal energy drink before sleep. It keeps your brain alert, raises cortisol, the stress hormone, and prevents melatonin from doing its job. Instead of resting, your body feels like it's preparing for a challenge. For those over 55, when sleep is already fragile, ginseng tea can be a direct ticket to insomnia. The lesson: herbal teas aren't just tea. They are medicine. And like all medicine, the right dosage and timing matter. A tea that heals in the morning can harm at night. Doctors caution: don't assume caffeine-free means bedtime safe. Chapter 6: The Silent Risk, Teas That Drain Your Bones. One of the most overlooked dangers of drinking tea at the wrong time is its impact on your bones. This is critical after 55, when bone density naturally declines. Doctors constantly emphasize the importance of calcium, vitamin D, and weight-bearing exercise to keep bones strong. But what if your nightly tea ritual is undoing all that hard work? The role of tannins and oxalates. Black and green teas are high in tannins and oxalates. These are plant compounds that give tea its astringent taste. Unfortunately, they also bind to essential minerals like calcium and magnesium in the digestive tract, blocking absorption. That means if you drink tea with or after dinner, you're literally stopping your body from absorbing the nutrients from your meal. Caffeine's hidden effect. Caffeine isn't just a stimulant for the brain. It also acts as a calcium thief. Research shows that caffeine increases calcium excretion through urine. So not only are you absorbing less calcium because of tannins, but you're also losing more through your kidneys. Over time, that creates a double hit to your bones. Timing and bone repair. Here's the part most people don't know: your body performs most of its bone repair and remodeling at night while you sleep. That's when calcium and other minerals are pulled into your bones to keep them strong. But if your bloodstream is running low on minerals because tea interfered with absorption, the repair process falls short. Over years and decades, this contributes to weaker bones, higher fracture risk, and accelerated osteoporosis. Real-life case. Doctors often see patients who take calcium supplements faithfully but still suffer bone thinning. When doctors dig deeper into lifestyle habits, one hidden culprit often emerges: the person enjoys strong black tea or green tea every evening. They believe they're choosing a healthy ritual, not realizing that their tea habit is robbing their skeleton of essential support. The scary part? This process is silent. You don't feel your bones getting weaker until a sudden fracture happens. That's why understanding the hidden connection between tea timing and bone health is so important. Chapter 7: How Tea Worsens Sleep Quality After 55. Sleep is already fragile after 55. Hormone shifts, chronic health issues, and changes in circadian rhythm all make it harder to get deep, restorative rest. Add in the wrong kind of tea, and sleep problems can multiply. Caffeine and adenosine. Caffeine works by blocking adenosine receptors in the brain. Adenosine is the chemical that builds up throughout the day to create sleep pressure, the natural urge to rest. If caffeine blocks those receptors, your brain doesn't feel sleepy, even when your body is tired. This is why a cup of tea at dinner can still interfere with sleep hours later. Theobromine and theophylline. Tea contains two other stimulants, theobromine and theophylline. These compounds increase heart rate, raise alertness, and keep the nervous system switched on. Even if you do fall asleep, your body may stay in lighter stages of sleep, never reaching the deep slow-wave cycles that repair tissues and restore memory. Acid reflux and sleep interruptions. For those prone to acid reflux, teas like peppermint, black, or green can trigger nighttime symptoms. Acid creeping into the throat can cause micro-awakenings, tiny interruptions you don't fully remember but that prevent restorative sleep. You may wake up in the morning feeling as if you never really rested, even if you slept for 8 hours. The results. When tea disrupts sleep, the consequences ripple through your health. Fatigue during the day. Memory lapses and brain fog. Weaker immune system. Accelerated aging from poor cellular repair. Doctors stress that sleep is the foundation of health. If your evening tea habit is stealing it, you're paying a far higher price than you realize. Chapter 8: Doctor-approved teas you can drink after 6 p.m. Now for the good news. Not all teas are harmful at night. In fact, some teas can actually support better sleep, improve relaxation, and soothe digestion, all without the hidden side effects of black or green tea. Doctors often recommend the following as safe, even beneficial, options after 6 p.m. Chamomile tea, nature's gentle sedative. Chamomile has been used for centuries as a natural sleep aid. Modern studies confirm that it gently calms the nervous system, reduces inflammation, and can even ease anxiety. A warm cup before bed signals your body it's time to unwind. Valerian root tea, deep sleep support. Valerian root is often called nature's Valium. It promotes deeper sleep cycles without causing dependency or grogginess the next morning. Many people over 55 find it especially helpful for staying asleep through the night. Lemon balm tea, calm for the mind. Lemon balm belongs to the mint family but works very differently from peppermint. Instead of stimulating digestion, it soothes the nervous system. Research shows it reduces anxiety, improves mood, and helps with mild insomnia, making it a perfect evening tea. Rooibos tea, the caffeine-free antioxidant powerhouse. Rooibos, also known as red bush tea, comes from South Africa. It's naturally caffeine-free and rich in antioxidants that protect both bones and skin from aging damage. Because it contains no stimulants, it's a safe and enjoyable option anytime, even late at night. Passionflower tea, the sleep quality enhancer. Passionflower doesn't just help you fall asleep, it helps you stay asleep. Studies show it reduces nighttime awakenings and increases time spent in restorative deep sleep. For older adults who often wake up multiple times, passion flower can be a gentle solution. The secret to nighttime tea. The key is to choose teas that support rest, not stimulation. Think calming, soothing, and mineral-friendly, not energizing, acidic, or nutrient-blocking. With the right choice, your nightly tea ritual can remain one of the healthiest and most enjoyable parts of your day. Chapter 9: Practical Tips for Safe Tea Habits After 55. Knowing which teas to avoid after 6 p.m. is only half the battle. The other half is learning how to create safe tea habits that protect your health, your sleep, and your bones, while still allowing you to enjoy the comfort of your favorite beverage. Doctors emphasize that it's not about giving up tea entirely, but about drinking it smarter. Here are practical, science-backed strategies to guide you. 1. Cut off caffeine teas by 3 to 4 p.m. The average healthy adult metabolizes caffeine in about 6 to 8 hours. But after 55, metabolism slows, and the half-life of caffeine becomes longer. That means if you drink a cup of black or green tea at 6 p.m., a significant portion of that caffeine is still in your system at midnight, exactly when you want to be in deep sleep. Tip: set a personal, caffeine curfew. For most people, that's 3 or 4 p.m. If you're especially sensitive to caffeine or struggle with insomnia, move that curfew even earlier, around lunchtime. 2. Save energizing herbal teas for the morning. Herbal teas like peppermint, ginger, and ginseng have benefits, but their energizing properties make them poor choices in the evening. Think of them like natural stimulants. Peppermint relaxes the esophageal sphincter, triggering nighttime acid reflux. Ginger raises circulation and body heat, keeping you restless. Ginseng stimulates brain activity, raising cortisol when it should be declining. Tip: enjoy these teas in the morning or early afternoon, when their benefits align with your body's needs. Ginger, for example, is a great digestive aid after breakfast. Ginseng can be helpful before a mentally demanding task. 3. Pair tea with mineral-rich foods. If you love tea but are worried about its effect on your bones, there's a simple hack: eat mineral-rich snacks with your tea. Tannins and oxalates in tea may block calcium and magnesium absorption, but having a little extra in your diet helps offset the loss. Examples: a handful of almonds or walnuts, a slice of cheese, yogurt with fruit, dark leafy greens earlier in the day. This habit not only protects your bones but also turns your tea break into a nourishing ritual. 4. Manage nighttime bathroom trips. As you age, your bladder becomes more sensitive, and your kidneys filter fluids less efficiently. Add tea's mild diuretic effect, and you may find yourself waking multiple times at night. Poor sleep quality often has nothing to do with insomnia itself, it's simply too much evening fluid. Tip: shift hydration earlier in the day. Drink most of your water and tea before late afternoon, and reduce liquid intake within 2 to 3 hours of bedtime. If you do want tea at night, keep it to a small cup rather than a large mug. 5. Rotate calming herbal teas. Even healthy teas can lose their magic if you drink the same one every single night. Your body adapts, and the calming effect becomes weaker. Doctors recommend rotation: chamomile one night, rooibos the next, lemon balm the third, and passionflower on the fourth. This approach ensures you benefit from a wide variety of plant compounds, prevent tolerance from building up, keep your nightly ritual exciting and enjoyable. 6. Pay attention to your body's signals. Everyone's body reacts differently to tea. Some people metabolize caffeine quickly, others are more sensitive. Some may find peppermint harmless, while others develop reflux immediately. The best habit you can build after 55 is listening to your own body. Keep a simple journal, write down which tea you drink at night and how you feel the next morning. Within a week, you'll start noticing patterns that guide your choices better than any rulebook. By following these simple but powerful strategies, you can continue enjoying tea every day while protecting your bones, your sleep, and your overall health. Chapter 10: Real Stories: lives changed by evening tea habits. Sometimes, advice from doctors feels abstract. But when you hear real stories from people who've made small changes and experienced big results, the lesson becomes crystal clear. Here are 3 stories from people just like you, people over 55 who thought their struggles were simply part of aging, until they discovered their evening tea ritual was playing a bigger role than they ever imagined. Linda, 67, the sleep struggler. I drank black tea every night for decades. I thought my insomnia was just aging. When my doctor told me to stop, my sleep improved in just a week. For years, Linda believed that poor sleep was inevitable after menopause. She tried melatonin, meditation, even sleeping pills, but nothing seemed to help. Then her doctor asked a simple question: "What do you drink at night?" Linda realized her nightly ritual of 2 cups of strong Earl Grey was flooding her system with caffeine and theophylline right before bed. Within a week of cutting black tea after 5 p.m., she noticed she was falling asleep faster, staying asleep longer, and waking up feeling rested for the first time in years. Her story proves that sometimes the solution to a medical mystery isn't more pills, it's a small lifestyle adjustment. Mark, 72, the bone health battle. I always felt weak in the mornings, despite taking calcium. Turns out my late-night green tea was blocking absorption. Once I switched to rooibos, my energy and bone scans improved. Mark was diligent about his health. He walked daily, took supplements, and avoided junk food. But when his doctor showed him that his bone scans were worsening, despite all his efforts, he was shocked. The hidden culprit? His habit of sipping 3 cups of green tea every night after dinner. The tannins and oxalates were interfering with calcium absorption, and the caffeine was draining calcium through urine. Once he switched to rooibos, he noticed more morning energy, fewer bathroom trips at night, and his next bone scan showed stabilization instead of further decline. Mark's story is a powerful reminder: even healthy foods can harm you when consumed at the wrong time. Sharon, 59, the reflux victim. Peppermint tea gave me reflux every night. I switched to chamomile, and I wake up feeling lighter and calmer. Sharon struggled with chronic nighttime acid reflux. She tried cutting spicy food, elevating her pillow, even prescription medications. Nothing worked. Finally, she realized her beloved peppermint tea was the trigger. When she swapped it for chamomile, her reflux symptoms vanished almost overnight. Not only did she sleep better, but she also woke up calmer, thanks to chamomile's natural relaxation effects. The bigger picture. These stories may sound unique, but they're far from rare. Across the world, millions of people over 55 unknowingly sabotage their health with the wrong tea at the wrong time. The good news is that change doesn't require giving up tea altogether, it just requires choosing wisely. Chapter 11, Final Thoughts: Age Strong, Sleep Deep. Tea is one of the world's oldest, healthiest, and most beloved beverages. It's packed with antioxidants, linked to longevity, and woven into cultural rituals everywhere. But like all powerful foods, tea has 2 sides. It can heal, or it can harm, depending on when and how you drink it. For those over 55, the doctor's advice is simple but powerful. Avoid black, green, or stimulating herbal teas after 6 p.m. Choose calming, mineral-friendly teas instead. Protect your bones, your sleep, and your long-term vitality. Imagine this. Imagine finishing your day with a warm, soothing cup of chamomile instead of a jittery cup of black tea. Imagine drifting into deep, healing sleep, your bones rebuilding, your brain restoring memories, your heart rate calming. Imagine waking up not groggy and stiff, but refreshed, energized, and ready for the day. That's the power of choosing the right tea at the right time. A question for you. So tonight, before you put the kettle on, pause for a moment and ask yourself. Backhand index pointing right: is this cup helping me age strong, or quietly wearing me down? The answer may shape not just your night, but your long-term health and vitality. Sparkles by making small, mindful choices, you can transform tea from a hidden enemy into one of your greatest allies for healthy aging.